5 years ago. 5 years ago is when this game, The Division, had launched in 2016, and it's still pretty fun. Hey guys, this is Goldie on PC, back with another video, and today we are visiting an old gem, The Division. Now, if you are an original subscriber of this channel, you must remember that I used to upload The Division all the time. And now I just do like whatever game I like. It's mostly GT Online, but it's pretty diverse. How is this game in 2021? Now I remember when this game had come out, there was a lot of controversy, mainly due to the graphics and the end game content. The graphics controversy was after the Watch Dogs fiasco, when Watch Dogs had launched with a huge drop in its graphics. Same thing had happened with the Division, but the graphics of the Division was already so good that it wasn't an issue. But the end game content was an issue, which was eventually resolved, and it wasn't even a bigger issue because the Dark Zone. Yep, the Dark Zone of this game. One of the main reasons this game has had a resurgence in recent times is mainly due to the Dark Zone. Now, unlike the Division 2 where you have like multiple small dark zones, you just have one big dark zone where you can run from one dark zone to the other dark zone. This dark zone is simply huge. It goes from almost the bottom part of the map to the very tip of the map. It's amazing because if you want to run from someone, if someone is annoying you, you can just go to the other side of the dark zone, just continuously run or just teleport, and you'll be there. Unlike the other Division where it's a bit clunky and it's a bit small. Plus the dark zones have better design in my opinion. If you want to avoid enemies, you can avoid enemies. Unlike the Division 2 where you have to always, like wherever you go, the enemies see you and they just shoot you down. Upon that, the PvP is the main thing that kept and has been keeping this game alive for such a long time. The PvP in this game, in my opinion, is way superior to Division 2, mainly because Division 2 is just clunky. I just don't like the movement and the shooting in that game. And the builds. All the builds are normalized when you get into the Dark Zone, which is like pointless. I find it pointless because the main fun of the Division was the ability to min-max your gear and go into the Dark Zone and use it. But if it's like automatically min-max, there's no real point to grinding in this game anymore. Secondly, the PvP of the Division 2, it was more cover based and it wasn't, I wouldn't say fully cover based. The weapon, the shooting and the health just went down too quickly, and the skill aspect of the Division 2 wasn't that high compared to the Division 1. Now the Division 1, even though its PvP system has multiple flaws, especially after the Rogue 2.0, the PvP of the Division is still pretty good and still has a skill ceiling, mainly because the abilities actually matter, like what perks and talents you have a tangible difference in how you play your game. Upon that, your medkits, you can just use your medkits on the fly and you don't need to like take cover and use it. So timing your medkits is also another skill you need to have. Your heals, everything just has a skill ceiling compared to the Division 2 where everything is automatically min-maxed or controlled or you can't do. This one, everything has the skill ceiling. That's the same thing with builds. Now builds in the Division 1 isn't as diverse as it used to be, but in my opinion is way better than the Division 2. Mainly because it's so simple. It's just written there, health is health, firearms is firearms for more damage, electronics is to improve your skills. This is much more better than the Division 2, which is a bit more complicated, and the Dark Zone is just a better place for PvP players. And in other aspects of the game, the movement of the Division 1 is much more better than the Division 2. It's much smoother, the camera is sufficiently distant from your character, and it doesn't feel clunky like the Division 2. And the Division 1 has better mission structure as well, because it's just simple, it's much more simple. You go from point A to point B, shoot people and go on. You don't need to do parkour in some missions you do. And fun fact, the lifts in Division 1 work. I don't know why they did it, but in almost every mission in the Division 2, you come across a lift and it's either completely broken or it breaks when you ride it and you need to force open the doors. Like, alright, if you see this mechanic like in 1 or 2 missions, it's fine, but it gets really annoying if it's in every mission. And upon that, why does like every building in Division 2 seems like it's destroyed, like there was a bomb blast or there was like someone carpet bombed the city or something? This is a virus. This is a virus that has spread across the city. Of course, the buildings and all are a bit damaged, but it's not like World War III has come upon the city where a big bomb, like a nuke was thrown or something. Not like that. It's just a virus. The environments of the Division 1, especially with the snows and the blizzards, just give a better feeling for the current situation where there's a virus and you need to survive the cold, you need to survive the issues that you are facing. That feeling doesn't come in the Division 1. Same thing with... And the Division 1 is just a much more simple game, sometimes overcomplicating things like they did in Division 2 does not help the game out. In my opinion, Ubisoft with the Division 2 were trying too hard to compete with Destiny 2 and with Destiny in general, and they didn't let the Division be its own thing, and that's one of the biggest issues with the Division 2. Now the Division 1 has a handful of DLCs. Like one of my favorite DLCs is the Underground, where you go and do missions in an underground part of the map, and every mission is procedurally generated, so you not have the same mission come 2 times. You even have a survival mode where you are thrown into the city and you need to scavenge for medkits and medicines and better armor to keep yourself alive, and then fight off a hunter and collecting antivirals before getting out of the city. And you also have a PvP game mode. Now the Division 1 also has a bunch of incursions and all. That's like not as huge as the raids in Division 2, but in my opinion introduces more unique mechanics per mission compared to what Division 2 offers with its raids. And yeah, the Division 1 is still an amazing game, and if you want to play it, the game is pretty cheap, and I'd suggest get the season pass because it's pretty cheap as well, and it adds significant amount of content in the game. And yeah, that's it. This is Goldie on PC. Thanks for watching and peace out.
Got that.